BFTB, best fight the best. So Canelo hasn't beaten Golovkin. It hasn't even been a week yet. Canelo is still fresh off of beating Golovkin. It hasn't been a week. And Canelo and his team have already said that their next fights are going to be either Lemieux or CHARLO. Now, we all know that Canelo doesn't really fancy fighting CHARLO. We know that. History has proved that. Because he could have fought him at 154 and didn't. Now, that does not make Canelo scared. I never said Canelo is scared. I do not think Canelo is scared of any fighter. I don't think so at all. There's nothing that Canelo has showed me that says he's scared of any fighter. But it does tell me that he's selective when he fights them. You know, he doesn't necessarily fight them right when we want the fight to happen. But he's selective in when he fights them. Now, and his selections, you know, on not necessarily being scared. I'm not saying he's scared of any fighter. I'm saying his selections for when he wants to fight certain fighters just haven't been right away. And they haven't been Andrade, haven't been CHARLO. You know what I'm saying? It was forced into Laura. Those things were not, you know, in the plan. And the same type of bullshit that they were talking about CHARLO, they're talking about CHARLO right now, is the same type of bullshit they were talking about Laura. So, like I said, I personally do not think Canelo himself is scared of anybody. What I do think is his promotion team and his fans are. I think his promotion team and fans are definitely scared of CHARLO. You know what I'm saying? His promotion team has been scared of CHARLO for a long time. Because they could have been fought at 154. Canelo was the money guy at 154 and could have unified the division. He could have unified all the belts. Because everybody that had a belt at that time wanted to fight Canelo. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Canelo was the A side. That is a fact. And he could have fought all those guys. They would have gladly fought him at 154 and he could have unified all the titles. He could have been undisputed at 154. That is a fact. He chose not to do that. He selected the fighters. Well, I'm not going to say he. I'm going to say his team selected the fighters. Alright? So now that I got that out, I did my preamble. There are some things that I want to discuss, you know, with Canelo. One, I don't like Canelo. I don't like Canelo, okay? I'm not a Canelo fan. I am a boxing fan, so I watch his matches because I don't hate the guy. I fucking can't stand duckers. You know what I'm saying? Can't stand him. I can't stand people that say shit like, I'll fight anybody from 154 to 168 and then don't never fight the 154 or 168 pound champion. Make excuses. I can't stand motherfuckers like that. You know, can't stand them. I am all about the best fighting the best. Canelo is one of the best without question. You know what I'm saying? Without question. And I'm like I said, I don't like Canelo, but I don't hate the guy. I don't hate the guy at all. At all. I just don't like the guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't and you know what's crazy? My dislikes towards him probably are not even his issue. Because the motherfucker has been in the US for years and still doesn't speak any English. So he probably doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's just listening to Oscar and fucking Bernard Hopkins. Not even Bernard Hopkins, really. Just Oscar. And telling him what right looks like. It's not, these aren't his own fucking thoughts. This isn't his own mindset. If he takes the time to get a fucking Rosetta Stone and learn English, then we might potentially have even more good fights when we want them, instead of having to wait and wait and wait. But there's one thing that I wanted to address with Canelo. Look, man, I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, well, Charlo doesn't deserve to fight Canelo. Charlo doesn't deserve a Canelo fight. Charlo don't deserve this. Charlo don't deserve that. Listen, Charlo is the WBC mandatory. The days to deserve something are behind him. He's already fought the guys that he needed to fight to deserve anything. So all these fucking weirdos talking about BFTB, name me 5 guys that Charlo has fought to make him deserve anything. Alright, cool. I'm gonna name them for you. 1, fuck you. 2, kiss my motherfucking ass. 3, eat a dick. 5, fuck you some more. 5, fuck everybody you think of. There's the 5 people that he fought. He's the mandatory. That's who he is. That's who he fought. That's why he deserves to fight Canelo. He is the mandatory. Now, if Charlo decides to take step-aside money, like later Alvarez did for fucking Adonis Stevenson, then the fight won't happen. But if Charlo does not take step-aside money, then Canelo can do one of 2 things. He can fight Charlo, you know what I'm saying, or he can vacate the WBC title. Those are 2 options. He can do what Golovkin did. Ain't no guys, just give me my belts. You know, it was always give me my belts until, you know, it was time to fight Charlo. And then when it's time to fight Charlo, it's, oh, well, you know, I think it's disrespectful to just think that he could just come into the division and get a Golovkin fight. It's just disrespectful. I mean, yeah, he's the WBC mandatory, but what has he done? He hasn't done anything. The guy that he fought was on 1 leg. So the fuck what? Who the fuck did Dominic Wade fight? But Golovkin didn't have no problem fighting him. Who cares? Liam Smith is who Canelo fought at 154. They didn't fight any of the other champions. They didn't fight Charlo's, Andrade, any of those guys. And I'm not too big on Andrade. But he still didn't fight any of those guys. Didn't fight none of them. But then mysteriously, Liam Smith is the top guy at 154 that he fights. And you guys are going to tell me that Liam Smith, because you're not saying who did Liam Smith fight. You're not saying, oh, well, who did Liam Smith fight to deserve a Canelo fight? You're not saying that. You're not saying that at all. You're saying, oh, well, who did Charlo fight? So then that means Liam Smith is a better fighter than Charlo to y'all. That's what that is saying to me. If you won't say who did Liam Smith fight to get a Canelo fight, if you're not saying that, but you're saying who did Charlo fight to get a Canelo fight, then you're saying Liam Smith is better than Charlo. And I got $5,000 that says Charlo will knock Liam Smith the fuck out. Set the fight up. Set the fight up. And I got 5,000 says Charlo stretches Liam Smith. Stretches him. But whatever. Look, man. Charlo is the mandatory. So all of that, tell me 5 names. Tell me 5 people Charlo has fought to deserve Canelo. What is this? What are you talking about? Listen. Here's where you fucking fans, and I can't even say Canelo, man. I can't, because Canelo isn't saying this shit. Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, and these dumb fucking fans are the ones saying this shit. They're the ones saying this shit. It's not about who deserves what based on who they fought. Because boxing is the what have you done lately sport. Erickson Lubin didn't deserve to fight Charlo. But there he was. To me, Charles Hatley didn't deserve to fight Charlo. But there he was. #1 mandatories. So you guys are mad at the Charlos because the Charlos fight their mandatories. You're mad at that. You're mad at the Charlos for fighting their mandatories. But where was this anger for Golovkin to duck Ward and fight his mandatory? Where was that at? There was none of that anger. It was, oh, well, this is Golovkin's mandatory. This is mandatory. What do you want? What do you want? You want him to get stripped? This is mandatory. It's a mandatory. Y'all use mandatory as a ducking tool. That's what y'all use it as. Y'all don't use it as what it's designed to be. It's designed to ensure that the guy that earned his shot according to the rankings. It might not be according to you all, but he earned his shot according to the rankings, according to who he fought. He earned his shot. He moved up the rankings according to who he fought. The mandatory is to ensure that that guy gets a fight, gets a shot at the champion. That's what the mandatory is built and made for. It's designed for. To ensure that the guy that worked his way through the rankings gets a shot at the title. But yet, you all use it as a ducking tool. Well, the mandatory shouldn't matter because look who this guy has fought on his resume, and look who the mandatory has on his resume. So the fuck what? So what? There's always going to be up and coming hungry lions that are just destroying people. And those people that they're beating and destroying, not necessarily the greatest of fighters, but they are in the rankings. And the mandatory moves up through the rankings by beating them. How the fuck will you ever know if anybody is any good if you have to continually wait for them to fight a whole bunch of other people to say they live up to your standards of what someone is that deserves something else? Fuck your standards. Like I said, I didn't think Erickson Lubin and I didn't think fucking Hatley deserved to be mandatories, but they were. Based on them moving up through the ranks, fighting who they fought. And they both got stretched. So save that, oh, well, he doesn't deserve to fight Canelo. He's a mandatory. He is a mandatory. And y'all are doing Canelo a disservice. You are not helping him. Canelo is not saying he won't fight Charlo. He's not saying that. So why the fuck are y'all saying it? Why are y'all pleading the fifth for this guy? Why are y'all making a case for him to not fight Charlo? I don't understand. This is the dumbest shit ever. This is what y'all fucking weirdos do, man. These are the fights that we want to see. These guys, Charlos, are the ones making noise. Charlos are the ones saying they want all the smoke. Lions only. Ain't nobody else doing that shit. Nobody at 160 is doing that. Billy Joe Saunders, maybe. But ain't nobody else at 160 doing that. Ain't nobody at 154 doing that. The Charlos are doing that. The Charlos are the highlight. Fuck you mean? Well, what big money fights have they been in to get Canelo? Fuck are you talking about? Who cares about the big money fights? Who cares? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I want to see the fights I want to see. I don't give a fuck how much money they made. I don't care. That's you fan bitches and you fucking idiots that prefer to see somebody stack their money. That is y'all entertainment. That's how y'all fucking that is what drives y'all. That's the driving factor for y'all. That's where y'all can sit back and say, yeah, what a good show today. Today was such good entertainment. I watched Canelo stack his money. Such good entertainment today. I watched Anthony Joshua stack his money. It was so great for me. Y'all are fucking pathetic weirdos, man. Y'all are fucking weirdos. Y'all are weirdos. I'm serious. Y'all are fucking weirdos. The only time that BFTB, the only time I want to see anybody stack money is if I go to the strip club and I'm throwing ones at a bitch. Then afterwards, when they scrape it all up, because they did a good job, put it in the bag, and roll out. I'm okay with that. That is the only time I prefer to see. And I haven't been there in years. I haven't been to a strip club in years. But that's the only time that I'm happy to watch a motherfucker stack money. Other than that, the only other person that I want to see stack money is myself. That is it. That's it. There's no other entertainment that I get in watching somebody else stack money. It just doesn't happen. But that's how you fucking clowns enjoy yourselves. That's what makes y'all day. Watching another fighter stack money. Not watching a fighter fight people that you think they can they're gonna have a hard time beating. No, you don't want that. You want to see him fight Liam Smith. That's who you want to see him fight. You want to see him fight those guys. You don't want to see him have a rematch, because that was a tough fight. You want to see him fight Lemieux. I mean, that's who he's going to fight next anyway. He's fighting Lemieux next, and then he'll probably fight Charlo on the Cinco de Mayo. I think that is the plan, because he has X amount of time to fight Charlo. I think he has whenever Golovkin defended the WBC title against Martirosyan, Canelo has from that time, a year from that time, before he has to fight Charlo. He has a year from that time, unless Charlo takes step-aside money. If Charlo don't take step-aside money, then Canelo has a year from the time that Golovkin defended the WBC title against Martirosyan until whatever span that is. And he has to fight Charlo then, or he's going to get stripped. The fight has to be made, or he gets stripped. So y'all can save that who did Charlo fight bullshit. Save that ducking excuse. This is the fight we want to see. It's going to make a lot of money, especially if they have it in Texas. It's going to make huge money. They can have it in fucking Cowboy Stadium, shit. Or they can have it in fucking Vegas. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where it's at. They can have it in Brooklyn. It doesn't matter where it's at. It's going to make a lot of money because they both got a big fan base. Period. They both have a huge fan base, and it's a mega fight. It's a fight that we want to see. And it's a mandatory fight, so it's going to happen unless Canelo vacates. But, I mean, save all the duck excuses, man. Don't put that on Canelo because he hasn't put it on himself yet. I don't see him out here saying, what has Charlo done? I see Bernard Hopkins doing that ducking shit because they know better. You know what I'm saying? That's the same shit Abel Sanchez was doing. They know better. So don't put that on Canelo. Put it on Canelo when Canelo says it himself. Until then, I won't put it on him. I don't see him ducking nobody. I see his team and his fans ducking people. So until I see Canelo doing it, I'm not putting it on him. You know what I'm saying? The dude is a top 3 fighter, pound for pound, without question. And that Charlo fight, just because Charlo's the mandatory doesn't mean Charlo will beat him. I think Charlo beats him, but I don't think it's going to be easy if he does. I don't think it's going to be easy at all. Canelo is a fucking monster. So let's not get shit fucked up. But that's the fight that Charlo worked for and he deserves. And Canelo, as the champion, needs to fight his mandatory. Doesn't need to be next. I would want it to be next, but it has to be within this time frame from when the WBC title was last defended. Period. BFTB, and I'm out.